Hey guys, welcome to Jadestone Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a full moon reading for each of the zodiac signs. This is going to be for the full moon in Taurus. It's also going to be a partial lunar eclipse, and it's going to be at Taurus at 27 degrees. So before we get into this reading, I did just kind of want to talk about the transit and tell you guys what is going on, what the hell you can expect, because it is a partial eclipse, partial lunar eclipse, and it's going to be intense, okay? The energy is going to be definitely heightened. Full moon's already pretty intense, so now that it's a partial lunar eclipse, we're approaching eclipse season. It's gonna be a spicy time. It's gonna be an interesting time. So I did just kind of want to talk about the transit. I also wanted to kind of go a little bit deeper into the ascendant, right? Your rising sign. And not everyone knows their rising sign. You have to have your exact date of birth, the exact time you were born, right? So not everybody has that, unfortunately, but you can still check out your placements. May resonate, but this is just to be a little bit more specific. All right, so we'll get into that after, but I do want to just kind of talk about like the general themes that we may see come up during this time. Also keep in mind, we are approaching eclipse season, and the nodes, the south and north node that are currently in Gemini, Sag, they're going to be swapping to Taurus and Scorpio for the next 2 years. So it's going to be like a whole new kind of cycle and lessons to be learned for the collective. So it's going to be a pretty interesting time, some themes coming up. So that's kind of coming into the new year of 2022. Can you guys believe it? Like, whoa, this year is almost over. Like, what the fuck? Like, time's gone by slow, but also fast. It's just like a mind fuck. Like, time is just like warped. I don't even know, you guys. Daylight savings got me fucked up as well. It's like dark by like 4 o'clock. I'm like, wow. Like, I feel like the day just started and now it's over. Okay, guess I'm going back to sleep. Anyways, so let's get into this. I'm going to talk about just kind of like the general themes, and then we're going to go into each of the zodiac signs. I'm going to talk about the general themes. I do have notes here. I don't have it all memorized in my brain. There ain't no fucking way. But we're going to talk about the themes, then we'll pull some cards. And yeah, so this is a partial lunar eclipse at Taurus at 27 degrees. And this is just like about a time to get back to the basics, get back to what really matters the most to us. It's going to be highlighting our value system, where we put our energy, and is there a balance? Is there fairness? So since Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? Venus also rules Libra, and Libra is all about balance. So can you notice, like, it's all about the give and take. Wherever you're investing your time and energy, is there a balance? Are there some adjustments that are needed, that are required? Possibly. And this is about time. This is a time to let go of what's no longer working. What just simply you've outgrown, it's not good for you, it's negative, it's whatever is simply not working, and it's time to cut that shit out, okay? And that's going to be highlighted during this time. So powerful emotions are definitely being brought to the surface, and you may be coming to some sort of realizations about your feelings, about yourself, about someone you're dealing with, even things from your past that are bubbling up. And that's what I've noticed throughout some of these readings recently, is like things from the past, even like things that were like dead and done with, coming up. Cobwebs we didn't even know were there, coming up for us to get rid of. We are still in Scorpio season, right? In this very transformative time. Anyway, so emotions are going to be highlighted. Full moons are normally really intense, but the fact that this is a partial lunar eclipse, eclipses are like energy on steroids, right? It's intense, it's crazy, people losing their fucking minds, howling at the moon. I'm just kidding, but stay safe, y'all. There's a lot of sickos out there. Anyways, so you may come to some sort of realization about your feelings, or you might actually get a lot more confirmation about even like your gut instinct, the vibes that you get, like certain dreams or messages that come through to you that you're kind of like, I don't know if I trust it. With this full moon, it will bring illumination to what's hidden, or like giving you confirmation, especially towards your intuition and hunches that you've had. You're going to get some confirmation regarding that. Now, the moon in Taurus is actually going to be opposing Mercury, which is still currently in Scorpio, and that actually could be helping us gaining a new perspective, a new point of view about how we feel, or about someone that we're dealing with. Is going to kind of unlock a new perspective that's going to help us understand what the fuck's happening here. And also with these things that are being brought to light, especially when it revolves around other people, it's really important that we practice self-discipline in how we react, right? Think before you react, think before you speak, right? That kind of energy. there may be the tendency to like lose your shit. It's important that we all stay grounded during these times. It can be pretty crazy, pretty intense. So just stay tuned for that. Alright, Sag. So this is going to be more specific towards my Sagittarius risings, but of course my Saggy suns, moons, Venuses, you may still get something from this, so you may want to stick around. So for my Saggy risings, full moon is going to be transiting your 6th house. 6th house rules your health, your fitness, pets, work habits, and service to others. So work and health habits are going to be highlighted during this time if you've been taking good care of yourself, or if you've been lacking in that self-care, your personal health. Okay, so we'll talk about that. It's important that you guys get organized, and this is also a very ideal time for like cleaning, especially cleaning your wardrobe, documents, like spaces that are just like needing a little extra love and attention, maybe a little dusting, do a little bit of fall cleaning, spring cleaning, depending on where you live, of course. You may feel much more sensitive or more emotional when it comes to work matters. Like, let's say that you receive some sort of constructive criticism. You may get a bit defensive, or you may take things way too personally when it has nothing to do with you. You may feel more sensitive, or we have the opposite where you may feel like no emotion at all. Your head is right into the work. You're getting all these things done, but it's almost like you're kind of distracting yourself from your emotions. So needing to find a balance, not be like overly emotional and taking things to heart, but also not being emotionless. Like finding the balance. There's a fine line, but there's kind of like, it feels like it's either one or the other. So try to remain balanced, try to remain grounded, because there is this energy of you guys feeling sensitive. And also, like I said, your health is being highlighted here. And one of the points that I wrote down is high risk of stress that may affect your body. So if you've been feeling really stressed, it may actually appear as like a physical symptom. Now, I ain't no doctor. I ain't trying to diagnose anybody. Stress really does appear in our body. Like even the smallest thing, pimples, right? When you're stressed out, I don't know about you, but when I'm stressed out, I break the fuck out. So during this transit, you may really start to recognize the adjustments that you need to make when it comes to your personal health and wellness. Getting into more of like an exercise routine, not doing anything too crazy or pushing yourself to the point of like exhaustion, but like doing some stretches or like going for a walk or even just something like that, making it more like a priority. And also just to try to work as comfortable as you can be. All right. So we're going to turn around the angle. We're going to pull some cards and see what you guys can expect. Alright, Saggy, let's see what's going on for you guys during this transit, this partial lunar eclipse for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do my Saggies need to know regarding this partial lunar eclipse? Any messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding this partial eclipse? And that was me, so I'm not going to take it. Any messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding this partial lunar eclipse? What do they need to know during this time? Sagittarius. One more? Okay. Any messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding this partial lunar eclipse? That was not meant to come out, I guess. Messages for Saggy. Oh, okay. We have the eagle and the bear. Oh, I see something beginning. A new cycle. A new cycle, that's a fact. Alright, messages for Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding this partial lunar eclipse. Okay, and the zebra. Oh, that came out in your last reading. Now, that wasn't too long ago, was it? And I was talking about travel, or I kept saying, like, anticipating something. Like, you're anticipating something new beginning, or you're anticipating, like, a trip, or you're anticipating starting a new project. You have all these creative ideas flowing through your mind, and you're ready to go, and you're feeling, like, really positive. This is such like a positive energy that you guys are in. All right, and at the bottom we do have the Sea Serpent, right? So there is spirit energy coming through here, and this does talk about healing, and this might even, I'm getting physical healing as well, since the 6th house does rule like your health, your physical health as well, and that was being mentioned. So some of you are really focusing on like getting stronger physically, allowing your body to rest. Also just want to throw out there, like for those that maybe you've been feeling under the weather, you're going to be healing quite soon or feeling better very soon. Just make sure, you take good care of yourself. You allow yourself to rest, get them nutrients, drink plenty of water, get those fluids in your body, and you're going to be okay. Drink some teas and have some soup. It always kicks a cold's ass. All right. So let's talk about these main cards that came out. So the eagle and the bear. I do feel like you guys are entering a new cycle of some sort, or you are initiating something around this time, and you are going to be tossed into some sort of new cycle. And normally the first few steps, since we have the bear coming out, the first few steps are the most challenging, but the longer you stick to it, the more you show up for yourself and you put in the effort, it gets easier and easier every single day, right? So you know what they say, it takes 21 days to form a habit or get into a new routine. Well, we all know it's normally really fucking hard to commit to it for the first little bit. Are you going to commit to it? Are you going to show up every single day, even during the days where you don't want to? That's what's going to kind of like make or break your success. And so that can apply to many different things. This can talk about your physical health. This can talk about your career. This can talk about a relationship. It can talk about and be applied to really anything in this life. But I do see that there is some sort of cycle starting here, and there are many lessons to be learned, and this will help you grow and learn more about yourself and develop. And there will be blessings and positive things that come from this, but it does feel like with the bear coming out, you might be in this stage right now where it feels very challenging, really hard to stay motivated, really hard to keep up your consistency, keeping that consistent effort, but keep it up. You got this. Believe in yourself. Get your body moving. Get your body grooving. Put on some tunes. Stay grounded. And it's going to be okay. It's like waking up from a nap. Or like when you're waking up in the morning, at first it's like, oh, you just want to go back to sleep. You want to hit snooze. Especially over here in Northern Hemisphere, it gets so dark early, and then it doesn't get light till about like 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's like everyone wants to just snooze, but you snooze, you lose. Oh my god, that just came to my mind. So you snooze, you lose, Sag. So you better not snooze because you want to win. So no more snoozing around because you got things to do. You got ideas to pursue, right? Especially here with the zebra, very creative, very eccentric, awesome, visionary energy. You have a lot of ideas that you like to pursue. You guys might also be feeling definitely like more sensitive than usual since we did have the Sea Serpent come out, but you know, just ride out those waves. It's like it's either a 0 or 100, so really just trying to find the balance. So let's pull some messages for Sagittarius, Sun rising Venus, regarding this partial lunar eclipse. For Saggy, what do they need to know regarding this full moon in Taurus? Any messages for Sagittarius, Sun rising Venus, regarding the full moon in Taurus, partial lunar eclipse? What do my Saggies need to hear? Any messages for Sagittarius, Sun rising Venus, regarding this partial lunar eclipse? Messages for Sagittarius, that didn't come up for a reason. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun rising Venus. Okay, we got the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. And these 2 cards came out together. Okay, so there could be some fresh wounds. May have recently gone through or dealing with a loss. We also have the 8 of Cups coming out. Let's get one more for Sagittarius, Sun rising Venus. Oh, this is like a tough karmic cycle that maybe you're going through, but it gets easier. Yeah, look at here, Judgment coming out. Damn. All right, at the bottom we have the 2 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and 3 of Cups. All right, so I do like that. Although right now you're kind of in the thick of it, you're going through some heavy shit. Maybe you recently walked away from something, or you had to leave something behind, or someone walked away from you. You may have experienced some sort of loss, and you're kind of like not sure how are you going to move on from this. When are things going to get better? Why is this happening to me? But it does look like you have some sort of choice, and then you're moving to a time or a place where you're going to feel so much happier and better off. So if this is like a relationship, at the beginning you're like, what am I ever going to do without this person? I feel so lost without them. How am I ever going to move on? You know, you might even be looking back at a situation that you walked away from, right? There's like this child, and she's looking at these damaged cups over here, almost wishing, could this ever return? Could I ever go back to this? Will it ever work out? Like, you know, having these hopes, wishes, like maybe things could be different. But Yeah, oh, it just feels very heavy. You're definitely in your head thinking a lot about a situation, and yeah, like your heart could be hurting heavily right now. Maybe even this is like talking about like wounded inner child energy. Or maybe like a situation involves children. Like for those that were in a relationship, maybe you shared a child with someone and like you're worrying about how this might affect a child or children. Like maybe there's like a split or separation happening here. Yeah, oh, it just feels really heavy. I almost want to cry. Oh my god. I like, oh wow. It feels very like intense, which would make sense why we have the Sea Serpent at the bottom of the deck. It's like 0 or 100. There's no in between. It's like you either are like, I don't care, dry, like no emotion, or it's like fucking waterfalls coming out. It's just like, damn, you guys, oh my god. And the golden egg is underneath the Sea Serpent, which is crazy. So this is kind of like some emotions that are going on internally that you may not be sharing with the rest of the world, but you're like definitely thinking a lot and feeling a lot, but it's on it's below the surface. It's kind of what I'd say. Whew, damn. Okay, so then we have Judgment coming out here, and sometimes Judgment can talk about reconciliations or second chances. And I just have to throw the scenario out there because I kind of do see some of this poking through. Like, if you wanted a second chance, then we have the 2 of Swords. So it's like, okay, choice, like, what do I do about this situation? 6 of Swords. Okay, well, there's movement, so you make up your mind. And then we have the 3 of Cups. And 3 of Cups can sometimes talk about reunions. So for some, maybe you are making the decision to try to work things out with a partner, especially if you do have children with this person. You may be trying to like figure out how to co-parent. This is like a specific message. Obviously, it's not going to apply for everybody. So like another way I can read into this is with Judgment coming out here. It's like this is the final call before you move into this direction. Like, have you learned your lesson, or are you going to go through a whole new cycle of the same lesson that needs to be learned here? And so with this 2 of Swords, it's like, are you ready to pass to the next level, or do you need to go back and like go through all this again? And with Judgment coming out, it's very similar to the Eagle. I always see the Eagle very similar to Judgment. Like, there's definitely some divine orchestration happening here. And it's too bad because I'm not clarifying these readings, because I would love to like dig into this and get more specific or more clear with what this could be talked about, but we don't have the time for that. I have a bunch of readings to get done. So it's just like, so with this 2 of Swords, Sag, the choice is up to you. You're going to have to trust your own discernment when it comes to some sort of decision. So obviously, I'm not saying, oh, the ex is coming back. I feel like this is like not that reading at all. I feel like the majority of you, this is about like just letting the past go and focusing on moving towards a time in your life where you have peace and harmony and like none of this, right? Because there's some heaviness in your heart, and like we want to move to a place of happiness and lightness and happiness and feeling lighthearted and free. And that's the energy I get from this 3 of Swords. So there is some sort of like change or lesson that's being learned here. But some of you, like, you have the choice. You either stay on this cycle. There's a lesson that you haven't quite fully learned, and you may end up finding yourself repeating something because you haven't learned a lesson, or maybe you didn't pay attention to your intuition, or you put this cycle to an end and you move in a different direction. So it's like you either stay in this cycle and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it as many times as you want until you learn it, or you apply the wisdom that you gained and you move in a different direction. And so this might be a really tough test. I feel like you could be tested from the universe over here, Eagle and the Judgment card. It's just like, I feel like this is a make or break. Yeah, it's making me think of this card in the fairy deck. It's the Guardian at the Gate, I think it's what it's called, where it's just like you have the choice. You either stay on this cycle that you've been on, or you're ready to take the next step into this unknown territory and leave the past in the past and take your lessons, take your losses, turn them into lessons. or you repeat. It's kind of like your choice over here. I feel like this reading's quite specific, but it came out for somebody. I'm gonna lighten the energy with a couple rebel messages, and then we'll grab a fairy message. But yeah, Sag. Wish we could have clarified, but I don't have the time to. I feel like clarifying probably would have brought me more clarity, just as a reader, to understand, like, the situation, make more sense, but it's just gonna have to resonate with whoever needs this message, so sorry, but that's all we're getting. Any rebel messages for Sagittarius, summarizing Venus, during this partial lunar eclipse? Maybe this is something that you're needing to work through letting go during this eclipse energy, and it's hard, but it's being illuminated for you to make peace and release. Oh my god, my heart just dropped when I looked at this fucking card. Time to let go. Sag, move the fuck on. Alright, it's gonna take a little bit of time and effort and consistency, and it's hard, and there's gonna be moments where you want to fall back into old ways or crawl back to the ex, but this is a test for you to let go. And oh my god, the next card, get over yourself, pull your shit together, help people, give back, do good shit for humanity. Okay, so invest your time wisely, not in any of this ridiculousness. I'm just kidding, but let's get one more. And stop sleeping so damn much. Oh my god, literally what I was saying at the beginning, you snooze, you lose. Wake up, you're missing some cool shit. Alright, so some of you are really focused on something that you don't have any longer, something that's no longer in your life, and it sucked and it's emotional. Maybe you're feeling some sort of regret or guilt or shame, but it's time for you guys to let go. Whatever's truly meant for you will never pass you by and will find its way into your life. And it's important that you guys really just focus on surrendering and focus on yourself, your wealth, your health. You need to stop sleeping so much. Take time out to rest, right? Get your 8 hours of sleep. Go to bed earlier. But you might be missing some real cool shit. Especially if you're focused on the past or focused on something that you can't change. You're missing out on the present. You're missing out on all these amazing things that are around you and happening. So pull your shit together. Allow yourself to have a breakdown. You gotta have a breakdown to break through. But then pick yourself up. Invest your energy in places, people. Help out when you can. Take care of yourself, of course, too. You can't help out if you don't help yourself. Give back, do good shit for humanity, and stop sleeping so much. Not stop sleeping as a whole, but just like, you know what they say, too much sleep is bad for you. So, yeah, I mean, that sometimes can make sense, right? They say if like you oversleep, you wake up too tired, but if you don't get enough sleep or enough hours, you wake up too tired. So it's like finding the perfect amount of hours. So I don't know, man. Who gives a fuck? Let's pull a fairy message and wrap up this reading. Any messages for Sagittarius, summarizing Venus regarding this reading. Deck does not want to shuffle, so let's see. Any messages for Saggy, summarizing Venus regarding this reading in the partial lunar eclipse? Oh wow, LB. The Retriever, number 41. So this talks about like retrieving some sort of information, as well as like something that you've forgotten or bringing something up from the past, right? And that's kind of what this energy was talking about. But it's like retrieving some sort of information that kind of sets you free or gives you clarity or gives you closure and helps you move on. For some, unrelated to this past shit, this might actually be talking about giving a second chance to an idea, a forgotten dream, something that maybe you pushed aside or put on the back burner. Now you're giving it a second chance, and like, especially if this is regarding like a creative project or something that you wanted to pursue, but maybe you didn't have the time or the energy at the moment to actually go after it or finish it. But now it's like there's this second chance for you to pursue something and succeed. So if we kind of take away this Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles out of the picture, and if we just talk about these cards that came out with the Eight of Cups, Judgment, the Two of Swords, Six of Swords, and Three of Cups, I almost feel like this is this can be a message about someone returning to like a childhood dream or a childhood wish that wasn't successful in the past, or maybe it didn't work out, maybe you didn't have the ability back then, but now you have the second chance to revive something and it works out in your favor. So definitely different energy when we take those cards, these two cards out of the picture, and this card kind of cements that little section, that little side storyline going on for someone out there. So yeah, I really like that energy a lot. I'll be the retriever. It's like retrieving information, understanding, but also giving a forgotten dream a second chance and committing to it and it working out. So, wow, cool. Saggy, that is what I got for you guys for this reading. If you guys found this helpful or insightful, please let me know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are interested, you can follow me over on my Instagram at Jadestone Tarot, and I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.